Hey everyone, this is Veronica. Thanks so much for joining me. This is a four-part video series focused on the beach and fragrances that remind me of the beach in one way or another. I'm filming this in May 2021, and we are just as a globe starting to lift out of our COVID cave. Restrictions are starting to lift, the possibilities are starting to come through again. There's light at the end of the tunnel, and we're dreaming of going on vacation, going to beaches, hanging out in tropical locations. At least I am. I don't know about you. So I'm doing this series to celebrate the opening up of the world again. So there's four parts. There's a part that focuses on fragrances that are coconut dominant or that remind me a lot of coconut and the beach. There's another one that is focused on resort fragrances or tropical, mostly yellow florals, or fragrances that are close enough to yellow florals in scent to remind you of being at a resort and getting ready to go out to a fancy dinner at the resort. There's also one that is focused on fragrances that remind you of sunblock or suntan lotion or close enough to that. And this video is about fragrances that remind me of sea or ocean water or the air that comes off of the water. So it can be aquatic or ozonic fragrances that evoke being at the beach. For me, they may not be labeled as such, but I picked fragrances that remind me of that smell. And it's a variety of smells, but it's related to like salty water, salt water. So let's get into it. I've got 12 and an honorable mention. I'm going to jump right into my honorable mention. It's not one that people would expect to see in a video like this. By the way, there are a few male fragrances in this video, or at least fragrances that are marketed toward males. So the first one is one that is amazing on my husband. I would only wear this in the cold of winter when I wanted to be reminded of being fresh, aromatic maybe, but also like seaside or oceanside. There's something about it. I don't know if it's the color of the bottle or the juice in it, or just something about the way that it smells that reminds me of that. And it's Y by Yves Saint Laurent. And this is the Eau de Toilette version. I love this on my husband. Again, it's one that I would only wear in cold weather. I think in the summer this would be cloying on me, even though this is a beach series. So this is why this is an honorable mention. This is a woody aromatic fragrance. It's got aldehydes, a little bergamot, some ginger, mint, and lemon at the top. So a huge burst of citrus and cleanness at the top. In the middle, you get some apple, some violet leaf, sage, even pineapple. And then in the base, ambergris. And maybe it's the ambergris and the saltiness of the ambergris that's reminding me of the ocean combined with musk. There's a little fir in there, balsam fir, some incense, some vetiver. This is just, there's something very, even though it's considered a woody aromatic, and it is aromatic, it's also, to my nose, a little bit aquatic. There's a watery element here. And this is a heavy fragrance, so I know that's a bit of a paradox or a contradiction rather, that I'm calling it airy and watery, but also heavy at the same time. But it just is. It's hard to describe why. And it gives me salty ocean air vibes with a lot of citrus and cleanness. Really sort of clean, beautiful fragrance. Y by Yves Saint Laurent is my honorable mention for this video. Next is one that I have reviewed here on my channel. I find it to be a hidden gem, or at least a gem that's not talked about, even though it's not hidden. And that's Liquid Cashmere Aqua from Donna Karan. What a gorgeous, beautiful turquoise ombre bottle here. Really tall, giraffe-like bottle. This reminds me so much of smelling floral and pretty and clean, fresh out of the shower with a gorgeous, like powdery floral fragrance on by the ocean. Really a beautiful, lovely fragrance, very feminine, easy to wear, non-offensive, just nice. The notes in here are just sea notes, floral notes, musk, and woody notes. It's gorgeous. This is a winner for me, and one that I think is I know it's discontinued. I always say I think it's I know this is discontinued. You can still find it occasionally on discount sites and perhaps on Amazon. That's where I found this bottle. Liquid Cashmere Aqua by Donna Karan. Absolutely gorgeous fragrance. Next is one that I learned about through GB Fragrances. Hello, Giselle. Here on YouTube. Go check out her channel. I'll link her below. This is Natsumi by Anayaki. First of all, love this sleek looking bottle. Really quite interesting, the turquoise or bluish with the orange here. It's considered a floral fruity, but there's something about this that reminds me of ocean air, especially at night. There's like a hint of saltiness in this, just a hint. At the top, you get green notes, watermelon, ylang-ylang, and lemon. This does open heavily citrus and fruity, but light at the same time. In the middle, you get lily of the valley, which is a note that I typically have a hard time with, but it's okay in here. And orange blossom, rose and violet, and then peach, musk, plum, sandalwood, cedar, and black currant in the base. So nothing about this note structure would make you think that this should remind you of the beach, and yet it does. The main accords, the top main accord is green, and then you have fresh, ozonic, white floral, and aquatic. This is just soft and pleasant, a little hint of salt, very violet also, which is an interesting combination. Fresh, but has some depth and character to it. And there's something about this that reminds me of the ocean. When you combine it with the color of the bottle, it's hard for me to not imagine being near the ocean, especially in the evening, as evening flowers in the summer are blooming, those night blooming flowers. Okay, this next one I don't really hear talked about a lot here on YouTube. It is a very, very soft, heavily aquatic fragrance, and it's She by Alfred Sung. And this is a house that I've had a hard time with. I forget what it's called. Maybe it's just called Sung or Alfred Sung a while back, and really tried to wear that and didn't like it very much and ended up giving it away to someone who could appreciate it more. This here though, first of all, this bottle is so beautiful. It's like magnifying my skin. Look at that. Really pretty, like teardrop shape here. The main accords here are floral and then aquatic. Even has a little bit of leather touch to it, fresh, little bit lactonic. It's considered a floral fruity, although it's very aquatic to me. A hint of marine in there also. You get that salty marine air thing in here, very slightly. Fresh, like a fresh version of that. In the top, you get water lily, rice leaf, and mandarin orange. What a combination. In the middle, orange blossom and frangipani. The frangipani doesn't come through for me. Neither does the orange blossom, to be honest with you. I do get some water lily, a little bit of that mandarin orange, and in the base, birch leaf and musk. This is another one that comes across like just a very blue fragrance. Like if the color blue had a smell, this might be it. And it would be a soft pastel blue. She by Alfred Sung. Interesting fragrance, very inexpensive, by the way. Next is one that I heard about through Joss Jane. Joss, you have really, really hurt my my wallet here over the past few months. Every time I watch her channel, I'm like, oh, I need to add that fragrance to my wish list. And this is one I don't think she was very crazy about, but I got curious upon the description, and I think it's Eau de Lagons by Comptoir Sud Pacifique. This is mostly green, to be honest with you, but it does have a background of salty, marine, and fresh aquatic notes, a little hint of an ozonic accord as well. It has cactus and lime at the top. You put the lime in the coconut. I know, I said that in another video. What can I say? It's on my mind. In the middle, lotus, peony, and cyclamen. And in the base, salt, driftwood, musk, and amber. Absolutely not a safe blind buy at all. In fact, I think a lot of you would probably find something like this a little off-putting or even kind of gross. I like it because it's weird. It does remind me of lagoon or like slightly like water that's been a little bit, this is going to sound weird. Don't judge me, okay? Okay. You know how you have like areas around an ocean or even like a sea where the water has been a bit stagnant and there might be some like bio matter from a marine life maybe accumulating there that smells a little bit just like salty and off, kind of sort of maybe like seaweedy, like the seaweed sort of smell that's decomposing slightly. Imagine if that actually smelled good. That's what this smells like. I know that's really weird. It is very green to me with some ozonic touches and rather marine. It is salty. This is salty salty, like needs a little water salty. I like this. It's weird. I need to test it on my skin, but I have been, playing with it on the blotter for a while and really, really curious about it. Eau de Lagons by Comptoir Sud Pacifique. A weird one if you like weird fragrances like me. And I know there's some of you out there. We're like this, you guys. Okay, next is one, again, that I don't think would probably go in like an oceanic kind of category. But I'm putting it there because to me, it really, really reminds me of fresh ocean, fresh sea, fresh lake. And it's Acqua di Gio by Giorgio Armani. Love this bottle. These are the newer bottles. I had the old bottle too. This is a repurchase. This is so fresh and pretty. It's very green, very citrusy, but it also has a fresh accord. Slightly spicy, like ever so slightly. It's considered a floral aquatic. And yeah, it is aquatic in some ways, but it also kind of leans marine-ish in that it can be a little bit salty like ocean water, a little bit like sea kelp, like a little hint of that in here. It has lemon and mint at the top, which is just immediately bright in your face. I'm going to have a cheery, happy day kind of fragrance. In the middle, you get jasmine, peony, and pink pepper. But that lemon and mint, to me, stay fairly prominent throughout the life of this fragrance. In the base, it's cedar, labdanum, and brown sugar. There's something so bright and cheery and ocean-like to me about this. Oceanic, marine, those are so close to each other, and those accords are so related. I'd say it's more that than like just a pure light aquatic kind of fragrance. This is something else. If you're into that kind of thing, imagine citrus and the ocean meet and give you this. Acqua di Gioia by Giorgio Armani. Absolutely lovely. This is a love for me. It's a love. This next one I'm still getting acquainted with, but it totally does remind me of ocean water or seawater. It's newer. Did I say that already? This is Mediterranean by Elizabeth Arden. Sometimes I wonder if it's just the color of the bottle that makes me think that, because none of the accords point to having anything to do with beach, ocean, sea, aquatic, ozonic, nothing, you guys. So maybe it's just my imagination. And none of the notes point to that either. It has plum, mandarin, and peach at the top, wisteria, magnolia, and orchid in the middle, and then musk, sandalwood, and amber in the base. It's considered a woody floral musk. There's something about this also, like the others, that comes across a little bit like salty air to me and reminds me of taking strolls on boardwalks. It just does. Doesn't have the suntan thing that you would get in that kind of environment, but it does have like the air coming off of the ocean, hitting you on your walk. And if you've been on boardwalks that have a garden on one side, it does give you some of that like garden vibe too. Mediterranean by Elizabeth Arden. Haven't worn it for a full day, so it's just an impression based on a little bit of testing here and there and blotters. Okay. This one, I tested it at the cosmetics company outlet store. If you've watched my videos, I've talked about that ad nauseum. It is an outlet store at an outlet mall. And it's owned by Elizabeth Arden, but there are a bunch of companies under Elizabeth Arden, including Tom Ford. I know, get out of town. And I smelled this in store and immediately liked it. It is Fleur de Portofino Aqua. Love this bottle. It's just pretty. It's pretty. This one here doesn't, another one that doesn't have any accords listed that would remind you of ocean. So again, maybe it has something to do with this bottle that's making me think that, but there's something about this that reminds me of tropical garden by the sea. Have you ever been to a tropical garden by the ocean? I have, especially, I remember being in Barbados on a hilltop overlooking the part of the island that has like the most intense waves. I forget what direction it is on the island. I'm just going to say it's the northern part. I don't remember, you guys. I just remember the waves were really huge and I was high up on this cliff and there were gardens nearby and it smelled a little bit like this with the like spray from those huge waves coming off of the ocean at the same time. This is called a Floral Fruity. It has tangerine, orange, bergamot, lemon, violet leaf at the top, a middle of acacia, orange blossom, magnolia, jasmine, and Moroccan rose. And according to this, the base is nothing but honey. I don't get any honey in here. I don't know. It doesn't come through to me, but the florals come through mixed with ocean spray. This is ocean spray and beautiful florals. Flor de Portofino Aqua by Tom Ford. Lovely. Like it a lot. Next is one that has gotten some love here on YouTube recently and should probably get a lot more love. It's Chant by Nina Ricci. Beautiful bottle. Hello. All these bottles are super gorgeous. This is a Francis Kurkdjian creation. It definitely has a marine note, an aromatic note, accord, marine accord, aromatic accord, even a caramel accord here. A little warm and spicy, considered a floral fruity. I would call it like a marine fragrance. I did a full day wear on this, and the thumbnail that I created for the video has like a sea or ocean vibe to it with a mermaid, a siren. Which is what comes on the bottle for this. The box for this has this beautiful floral design with this siren on it. Absolutely gorgeous. Some sea touches to it. This has raspberry, ginger, and pink pepper at the top with a little bit of lemon. And then in the middle, it's sea notes, rose, jasmine, and magnolia. So beautiful floral, beautiful sea notes combined. And it's in the base that you get caramel, vanilla, musk, and ambergris. So it is, to me, very oceanic, marine-ish, marine-esque, salty, a little sweet and floral. Very pretty fragrance. Very pretty. One that the more that you wear it, the more you like it. I liked it when I first wore it, and the more I wear it, the more I love it. You can see I've put quite the dent in this already. From that one day wear and then constant just sniffing of that one because I keep coming back to it to sniff, sniff, sniff. Okay, this one here is J by Jennifer Lopez. Not Jennifer Lopez, another Jennifer Aniston. I'm sorry. It looks like this. I've tested a lot of Jennifer Aniston fragrances. She has one called Beach or Beachy or something like that. And it's a little bit too like a dryer sheet for me. It's nice, don't get me wrong, but it's too much just like a flat dryer sheet and it goes away really quickly. This one is different, has a bit more body to it. This is a musky, white floral, marine, and aquatic fragrance with an aromatic accord as well. It's considered a floral aquatic. Sea notes, water lily, bergamot at the top, in the middle, jasmine sambac, magnolia, and freesia, Tahitian vanilla, musk and sandalwood in the base. Lovely fragrance, very soft, not one that screams. Very pretty, very skin scent-ish. But it looks how it smells how the bottle looks. Watery, light, slightly blue, very clean and fresh. Almost like out of the shower fresh with some florals and a little hint of sea spray also. Beautiful. And I like this bottle. And it's super inexpensive. This was like, I don't know, under $20 or something ridiculous like that. The next one is one that is considered a male fragrance, but I thought I would include it in here because it's one that I would wear in the summer in the evenings if it was a bit cooler. And it's for my husband. This is for my husband's collection, but I like it and I love the bottle. Set Sail St. Barts by Tommy Bahama. It's aromatic, it's green, it's salty, it's marine, it's fresh. It's considered a citrus aromatic. It has top notes of lime, tequila, C notes, and agave. How cool is that? Middle notes of salt, guava, and green notes. And in the base, you get palm leaf, vanilla, and musk. It does lean masculine. This is not unisex, but it's interesting. It's fresh, also salty, a little floral, very much like a men's fragrance scent, okay? Don't think you're going to wear this and get away with smelling girly. You're not. But I would totally wear this like on the ocean. If we were hanging out on the ocean having drinks at like an oceanside bar or something like that. Set Sail, St. Barts, Tommy Bahama. And what a cool bottle with the nautical touch of the nautical rope. Pretty cool. Okay, this next one to me is classic marine fragrance, at least to me, even though it's not listed as an accord. I don't care what anyone says. This reminds me of the ocean. Escape by Calvin Klein. Oh man, it's really green too. It's listed as a floral aquatic fragrance. I'm glad they at least called it aquatic, but I do think it is quite like, Jesus, take the wheel. It's quite aquatic to me. I mean, I'm sorry, quite oceanic. Well, actually, they call it that, a romantic feminine fragrance with a hint of marine. I don't think it's a hint. I think it's like a huge dose of marine in here. You get chamomile, apple, lychee, mandarin, rose, plum, peach, coriander, sandalwood, ylang-ylang, vanilla, cedar, vetiver. Did I say that already? Sandalwood. Oh my gosh, so much happening. Carnation, cloves. This is quite a creation. It is a powerhouse. It reminds me so much of the ocean with like a heavy, deep floral and I don't know, just some like 90s DNA through and through. Escape by Calvin Klein. And my final fragrance. Oh, is that it? I think that's it, you guys. Sorry, I hit them all, this being the ultimate one for me. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing. For those of you returning, love you all very much, and I will see you all in the next video. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today.